SketchUp Web Exporter allows you to export your models for 3D viewing and interaction in a web browser. Here's an example. I created this simple web page to show off my models. It's called my 3D gallery, and I'm telling the folks who browse my site to just click on a model and you'll be able to look at all sides of it. So I'm just holding down my mouse button and I'm able to orbit around and look at all views of this model. Here's a hyperlink to another collection of my models. Here's some emergency vehicles. You can see pretty clearly that these are some of our standard SketchUp samples. The cool thing here is that I happen to be in the Safari browser. There is no requirement for my user to have SketchUp to be able to view these files. In SketchUp, I've opened a model of a mantle clock that I want to turn into a web export. Doing that is super easy. With the plugin loaded, you will have an icon that looks like a camera with a red swivel arrow on it. To start with, I'm going to position the initial view that I want for my animation. Just click on the button, and this is the main user dialog for the web exporter. A preview is provided for you here based on the first image. The number of pixels for the finished animation can be specified here. The default is 400 pixels. I'm going to leave that alone. The next option controls how many images will be created for our animation. The two extremes are 45 degrees. This is saying take a snapshot, a slice of my animation every 45 degrees. So take one now, orbit the model by 45 degrees, take another one, etc. You can see that the total number of images that will result are calculated here. That's 8 images. The opposite extreme is to take a snapshot every 5 degrees, which will result in 72 images. That'll give us a very fine gradation of turn that we can do through the model. So the default 30 is actually a happy medium. This is going to give us 12 total images. Where SketchUp puts the animation when it's finished can be specified by the Change Location button. I'm just going to click on that Change Location, and I am going to navigate to, in my case, I'll go to my C drive and I'll create a new directory and call it My Animations, and click on OK. And click on OK. Once I've specified the pixel width for my images, the number of images that are going to be created, I just have to click on Create, and SketchUp will go through the process of shooting those images. When it's finished, it'll tell me, hey, you're done. Try clicking and dragging this preview above. So now instead of being a static image, this dialog window acts as a preview for what our final result looks like. Our options down below include open the output folder, and when we do that, what we see is what was created for us, which are a series of JPEG images at various degrees of rotation according to the settings that we had made before. In addition, what's created is an HTML file, and this HTML file contains the script that's required for this to operate, for the interaction to be able to happen in a web browser. Finally, if you're not familiar with how to put chunks of HTML and JavaScript into an existing website, we provide you with that kind of information via a Google search. Just click on the Information on Publishing Web Animations button, and there's a whole wealth of resources that can help you put your export into an existing web page. Let's view the source of our file, and what you'll see are a series of instructions that the browser understands If you're not a person who has control over the content of your website, what you would do is talk to your webmaster and say, listen, I have an image that I want to put up on the site on this page, and then you would simply provide your webmaster with the folder. Everything is cleanly collected into this folder. As a final note, if you or your webmaster want to change the code that comes out with the images, you can alter the template that is built into the plugin. All you need to do is navigate into the plugins folder for SketchUp, and within that there is a swivel button plugin folder. Open that up. There's an HTML folder, and inside of that there is a file called jstemplate.html. And if we look at the source for this, you'll see that this is the origin of that code that comes out, that includes the JavaScript every time you export. So if you wanted, for example, to add your company logo, you could add that into the code here with a hyperlink to the logo, and that would then be included every time a SketchUp user exports